Bulgaria, a country with a rich history and many traditions, has a unique custom. It's both lively and controversial, something that makes people curious and concerned. It's called the Kalaidzi Bride Market, a centuries-old tradition where young Roma men and women come together not to buy or sell things, but to find love and get married. Imagine a place full of color and energy. The air is buzzing with excitement. Traditional music plays, setting the mood for the day. Young women dressed in their best clothes, their eyes shining with hope and maybe a little nervousness, are ready for this big day. This isn't a market for goods, but a place where hearts meet. It's where old customs mix with modern hopes, showing a complicated and often misunderstood view of love and tradition in the Kalaidzi Roma community. Join me as we explore this special cultural event, learning about its details, its controversies, and the human stories that happen within it. To understand the bride market, we first need to understand the Kalaidzi Roma, a specific group within the larger Roma population. Their history is one of strength, filled with many years of moving around and adapting to life across Europe. Their culture, full of music, dance, and complex social rules, has survived even though they've faced prejudice and unfair treatment. The Kalaidzi are known for their vibrant traditions, passed down through many generations. One of these is the bride market, a very important part of their society. It's deeply connected to their history, showing their values and the difficulties they've had keeping their identity in a changing world. For centuries, the Kalaidzi, like many groups that moved around, found it hard to become a part of mainstream society. This often meant they were left out and their young people had few chances to meet potential partners outside their own group. The bride market became a solution, a special place where young Kalaidzi men and women could meet and start relationships within their traditions. It became a celebration of their heritage, a sign of their ability to adapt and hold on to their culture. The energy at the bride market is really strong. It's exciting for all your senses, a mix of music, laughter, and beautiful traditional clothes. Imagine a place filled with sunshine. Young women, dressed in bright dresses with flowers and pretty jewelry in their hair, stand with their families. The air is buzzing with a mix of excitement and nervous anticipation. Groups of young men, dressed in their best shirts and pants, looking hopeful and maybe a little nervous, walk through the crowds looking for a potential bride. Music, a very important part of Roma culture, fills the air. The beat of drums mixes with the melodies of accordions and violins, creating a happy, celebratory feeling. Laughter and conversations mix with the music as families greet each other, speaking Bulgarian and the Romani language. The bride market is really about something we all understand: finding love and a partner. For the Kalaidzi, where unmarried men and women don't usually interact much, the market is a very important place for courtship and marriage. It's a chance for young people to meet and consider potential partners within the safety of their own community. The atmosphere is happy, but also serious. Marriage is very important in Kalaidzi society, and finding the right person is a big decision. Families are very involved. Parents go with their children, giving advice and support as they try to find a partner. It's a tradition where different generations come together to make sure their family continues and their culture is preserved. While the idea of a bride market might seem strange to people outside the community, it's important to understand it from their point of view. For the Kalaidzi, it's not about buying or selling people. It's about keeping their traditions, making their community stronger, and giving their young people a way to find love, get married, and have families within their culture. One of the most talked about parts of the Kalaidzi bride market is the bride price, which is money paid by the groom's family to the bride's family. While some people think it means the bride is being bought, it's actually much more complicated than that. In the Kalaidzi community, the bride price is usually a symbolic gesture, a way for the groom's family to show respect for the bride and her family. It recognizes that her family will miss her help and shows they're committed to taking care of her. But the bride price is definitely controversial. People inside and outside the Roma community say it makes women seem like objects, and reinforces the idea that men have more power. The amount of the bride price can be different depending on things like the family's social status, how educated and pretty the bride is, and even if she's a virgin, which is still very important in traditional Kalizi communities. Focusing on virginity like this has caused a lot of concern, with people worried about the pressure it puts on young women and the possibility of exploitation. The Kalizi bride market, like many old traditions, is changing. As younger generations learn more about the world through education, technology, and contact with other cultures, their ideas about love, marriage, and tradition are changing too. Some young Kalizi still like the bride market as a way to find a partner, but others want more freedom to choose. They're looking outside their community for relationships based on love, shared values, and personal goals, not just tradition and family expectations. This change is especially clear with young Kalizi women. Many are getting educated and having careers, challenging traditional gender roles and wanting more equality in their relationships and in society. The internet and social media have also helped with this change, showing young Kalizi what the outside world is like and connecting them with people from different backgrounds. This exposure to different cultures and ideas is helping them understand more and question old beliefs about courtship and marriage. To really understand the bride market, we have to think about the difficult economic situations many Kalizi people face. Poverty, limited access to education, and ongoing discrimination make their lives very hard. For some families struggling to survive, the bride price can be helpful financially, a way to reduce poverty and give their daughters a better future. But this financial difficulty also raises concerns about exploitation. Some people worry that young women might feel pressured to marry for money, not love. Fixing the problems of poverty and inequality in the Kalizi community is really important to make sure traditions like the bride market change in a way that empowers women and protects their rights. Investing in education, creating jobs, and fighting discrimination are essential for a fairer society for everyone. It's important to remember that the bride market is just one part of a complex community facing big challenges. By understanding the economic situation this tradition exists in, we can have better and more compassionate conversations about its future. If we go to the bride market, we hear many different voices, each with a unique story. There's Maria, excited to meet potential partners, hoping to find love and start a family. "I'm a little nervous," she says, fixing her colorful headscarf, "but mostly excited. This is our tradition, a chance to meet someone special, someone who understands our culture and our values." Nearby is Georgi, a young man looking for a wife. He wants someone kind, hard-working, and who shares his dreams. "It's important to find someone who respects our traditions," he explains, "someone who will build a life with me, honoring our families and our heritage." But not everyone feels the same way. Elena, a thoughtful young woman, has mixed feelings about the tradition. "Times are changing," she says. "We want the freedom to choose our own paths, to get an education, to decide our own futures." These different viewpoints show a complicated and changing picture of the bride market. It's a tradition caught between the past and the future, where old customs meet modern hopes, and where we hear the voices of a community trying to find its place in the world. As our exploration of the Kalizi bride market ends, we remember that travel isn't just about seeing new places, it's about opening ourselves up to different cultures, traditions, and ways of thinking. It's about accepting that people have different experiences, even when those experiences challenge our own ideas. The bride market, with its bright colors, happy music, and complex social interactions, shows us a culture dealing with change and trying to keep its identity in a quickly changing world. It reminds us that traditions, even controversial ones, are often very important culturally, and we should treat them with respect. As we go through life, let's remember to be empathetic, to try and understand the reasons behind things. Let's be curious about cultural differences instead of judging them, recognizing that we're all human, no matter where we come from, what language we speak, or what traditions we follow. If you enjoyed learning about this part of Bulgarian culture, subscribe to our channel for more travel experiences that will expand your understanding and connect you with the beauty and complexity of our world.